one or most of you have gotten a copy of. And then after that, I will allow questions from anybody that wants to ask questions about any of the issues that we're covering here. I want to thank the City Council members and Journey and everyone for being here. We have some of our team members here so that they can be identified later with respect to this issue. Our nation's municipal water and wastewater infrastructure is facing major challenges on two fronts. First, it is becoming much more expensive to operate and maintain our aging systems in compliance with ever-tightening federal and state environment laws. Second, population growth and increased commercial and industrial activity in many areas are overwhelming and already burdened municipal system, many of which are beyond their original design service lives. The Congressional Budget Office and others estimate that over the next 20 years, the cost of maintaining and upgrading our strained infrastructure will approach $300 billion, and capital investments are lagging far behind the growing need. In aging and overwhelmed systems, the frequency of overflows from sanitary sewers and malfunctions at wastewater treatment plants rise over time. Sanitary sewer overflows and wastewater treatment plant malfunctions are violations of both the Clean Water Act and the federal wastewater discharge permits issued to municipalities. Every 3 years, the administrator of the EPA issues a list of national enforcement initiatives which cover all federal environmental programs, including air, water, and waste. For almost a decade, wet weather flows composed of wastewater combined with stormwater have been a national enforcement priority for the EPA. When EPA includes a particular enforcement initiative on the national list, EPA asserts the lead agency role and state environmental agencies occupy a secondary role. In Mississippi, the state co-regulator is the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality. The current round of EPA National Clean Water Act enforcement actions targets municipal systems that hold federal wastewater permits that allow discharges of 10 million gallons per day or more. In Mississippi, there are 10 municipalities in that category across the state, including Greenville. In each case, field wastewater collection and treatment systems and prepared detail. In each case, field inspectors from the EPA and MDEQ conducted compliance evaluation inspections of the municipal wastewater collection and treatment systems and prepared detailed inspection reports. The inspection reports document the general condition of the municipal wastewater infrastructure and identify possible violations. EPA and MDEQ field inspectors conducted a compliance inspection of Greenville wastewater system on January the 29th, 2013, and the city received the inspection report dated March 29th, 2013, which covers the period from February 2007 through July 2012. The findings of the report identify 4 categories of violations. 1, 16 sanitary sewer overflows. 2, 1 sanitary sewer overflow that was not properly reported. 3, sewage backups in buildings that have been, that would be sanitary sewer overflows if the cause was a problem in the city system, not in the service line between the buildings and the city system. And 4, 2 exceedances of the city's wastewater discharge permit at the treatment plant. On May 14, 2013, the Greenville team, that is one composed of administrative, engineering, financial, and legal members, met with EPA and MDEQ via a teleconference to discuss the findings and recommendations in the inspection report and the city's response in order to set a course to negotiate a formal settlement of all issues raised by the inspectors. The settlement will have 3 principal components. 1, system-wide improvements, that is capital investments, to minimize the risk of future sewage overflows and strengthen the city's capability to respond to such incidences when they do occur. 2, approximately 17 new administrative programs governing every facet of wastewater collection, treatment, and disposal. And 3, a monetary penalty. On June the 7th, 2013, the Greenville team submitted to the EPA an extensive report of required information regarding both the city's financial status and the initial conceptual approaches and schedules the city might adopt to develop, capitalize, and implement the numerous new programs that will be required. The financial capability of the City of Greenville to comply with the anticipated terms and conditions of the ultimate settlement agreement with EPA and its ability to pay an additional monetary penalty are being fully evaluated under federal guidelines. Greenville plans to rehabilitate its wastewater treatment plant collection and transmission systems over the next 5 years. The city will also develop and implement management, operation, and maintenance programs to help ensure the sewer system is properly operated and maintained in the future. By implementing these measures, Greenville is expected to eliminate sanitary sewer overflows from its wastewater collection and transmission system and achieve compliance with the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit. Greenville estimates that it will spend approximately $8 to $13 million to complete the upgrades required to come into compliance with the Clean Water Act. Deficiencies in the city's wastewater collection and treatment infrastructure and the city's wastewater management, operation, and maintenance programs have been evolving for many years and cannot be corrected overnight. Now the city's leadership will design and implement a forward-looking plan to put these legacy issues to rest and to establish a solid foundation that will provide improvements to the quality of life and support progressive economic growth and development for the citizens of Greenville. That completes my statement with regard to what we are facing with respect to the issue of the inspection report of the EPA regulators. And at this time, if anyone has any questions, I will try to answer those, or I will direct them to certain of our team members, and let me identify that team for you at this time. The engineering members are Lorenzo Anderson and Bill Burley, an outside consultant. The Public Works Director, Brad Jones. Legal team is composed of Andy Alexander and Jimmy Palmer, an attorney with Butler, Snow, and Jackson. And the finance is to be dealt with by our financial consultant, Steve Oso. So if anybody has any questions about this statement, I'll be glad to try to either field that for you, or I'll direct you to one of the team members. All right.
Let's do a photo.
Now, if y'all want to, if you want further interviews with anyone, in the room with respect to myself, city council members, or team members that I identified, we'd be glad to answer any of your questions. I'll make this comment with respect to where we are today and where I think we're going with this.
Before you do that,
Okay.
can everyone stand?
Okay.
Yeah. I just gotta go.
I think we can do that.
That's a good question.
Now pat your head, rub your tummies.
Now we'll go answer the question and give you some of the input. Yeah, talk, but
How do you
use
talk
your hand.
about the plan? Like, have you developed a plan? Like, what's the first step in this? Like, the sewer, obviously, that's a big problem. Where do you even start? Obviously, it's been evaluated, but now.
Well, the evaluation, I would say, has been one that you would say is a summary evaluation, and that is there were spot inspections with respect to the sewer system that led them to conclude that we had serious issues that are throughout the system. And so where we are now is we have made our response in a June 7th report, which was principally prepared by Bill Burley, the outside engineering consultant, with the approval of other team members. And we have sent that to the EPA, and we will be having a telephone conference with them on July the 1st to move forward with what their response may be to our report and to develop a further plan.
That's what I'm saying. Physically, you don't have a plan. Like, you have the report you talked about. I mean, everyone knows there are sewer problems, is what I'm saying. Like that, and they've addressed it. They've pinpointed certain areas of where the focus is and how. And you said, in 5 years, it should be somewhat fixed. But what I'm saying is, how are you going to do that?
What you do, and I'm going to make a brief statement, but then I'm going to refer you to Bill Burley, who is the outside consultant in the area of environmental engineering. That you have to you develop a plan first, and that's going to finally be adopted in an administrative order that's going to be agreed upon by the city and the EPA. That administrative order will outline a plan of action, and part of that plan of action is initially the evaluation of our system. Now, it's going to be a full evaluation, which includes testing. Now, having said that, I will ask Mr. Burley to make a further comment with respect to that.
What we're doing is we're developing a program, a 5-year program to develop plans for operation, maintenance, and management of the sewer system, evaluate the sewer system, and then a 3-year program for sewer rehabilitation projects.
So 8 years total.
No, not 5.
So
It's
5,
roughly
3
a year for planning, approximately 2 years for 2.5 years for evaluation, and approximately 3 to 4 years. These different phases are going to obviously overlap, but we're doing it within a 5-year program.
Funding, you might have touched on that, but where does that money come from?
That is going to be something that is going to probably be primary to our budget sessions as we go into this year, beginning in July. There are preliminary budget issues right now, but the seriousness of all of that is going to be discussed in July and August, and will probably be part of the adopted budget for this year as we look towards how it's going to be funded. Mr. Oso he's going to be very much a part of those discussions in terms of what are the options of raising the revenues or acquiring funds through loans or bonds. And I'll let you ask him any questions about that.
As Bill Burley's plans unfolds, we'll see the need for money and the time frame that the need for money will exist. And then we'll look for sources of funding, whether it be, like the mayor talked about, whether it be loans, maybe grants, whatever fees we can come up with to put together a package, whether it be financing, cash, or otherwise, that will sustain us through this program. And the payoff on this will be longer than the 5-year program that Bill's talking about, because the life of this program is going to be 20 plus years, 50 plus years in some cases.
Let me say this here. Let me say this. Just for the public, we do not want the public to get alarmed by this at all. Eliminating sewer overflows and ensuring that being compliant with the Clean Water and Air Act is going to make the city of Greenville healthier and better living for our people. It's a quality of life concern. And we have been dealing with quality of life concern every year. Every year we deal with everybody that sits around this table. We deal with that on a daily basis. Grass department, Lorenzo's department, and any external engineers that we have regarding fixing sewer problems. But what we're going to do now is do a more detailed plan in compliance with the Clean Water Air Act over a 5-year period. It's going to cost a little bit more money to do that and eliminate those sewer overflows.
And we're not the only ones that's having these problems. It's throughout this nation and throughout our area.
More questions?
Weird question, but when will all of this kind of be started? Like 5 years starts now?
Well, it has started in the initial phases, but I would say that if you say when do they shoot the gun, so to speak, to start the race, I think that gun probably goes off when the administrative order has been signed and agreed upon by all parties, and then it's going to outline what the dates are to accomplish the plan that we're going to be putting into effect.
Okay.
Could be in September or October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before that actual one is signed.
Mr. Jones back there.
Maybe, I'm going to step out on a limb there. This will probably be the first of a number of press conferences as this process goes along. Would that be, that's kind of a safe statement?
Yeah, I think that we're certainly going to keep the public up to speed with respect to everything that's going on. And I think that as we discuss this in the budget sessions, not only this year, but for years to come, because this will be a rolling type of a project that will not require that $8 to $13 million to be paid up front. It will be something that will roll out as time requires us to deal with the financing of certain parts of the plan. And so each budget session, as I said, for the next several years, will probably be dealing with these issues and reviewing, what has happened the year prior, what the present year has, and what the future may hold. So, in that respect, I think Brad Jones is right in terms of keeping the public up to date with all the information.
I guess what I'm saying is asking all these questions is, the public, we're not gonna notice any changes within the next few years anyways in the sewer system.
Say that again.
Like the public, when will we start to notice changes in the sewer system? That's what I'm saying, it'll be years off still.
Within a year, you'll start to see us evaluate the system. You may see trucks, same thing we do, like Councilman Simmons said, annually, trucks evaluating the sewer system, but you will see more evaluation. You may be seeing smoke testing. And like Brad said, we'll be putting out press releases once we do some of the smoke testing and some of the CCTV using camera to inspect the sewer line. So you'll see a lot of evaluation going on the first year and a half, and then you'll start seeing the construction after that year.
One thing that might occur, and again, this is going to change the dynamics of a whole lot of things that the city does with its money and through the budget process, but we will continue to try to keep on the table and up to date some of the infrastructure repairs to some of the major roads in this town, which we've kind of talked about over the last several months, and with specifics to Broadway. If we go forward with that project as we've intended to do, and some of the sewer lines under Broadway get replaced, then that could be part and parcel of the overall, and that could be an early on type of repair, simply because that project may get ahead of it, but it could be approved in the order and be a part of a schedule. Any other comments from council members, attorneys, team members?